Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the brand new 2019 Disney film directed by Tim Burton, Dumbo. This is a remake of the 1941 cartoon that has been a classic for many decades. The 1941 and the 2019 movie are both based off of a book I've never read. The 1941 cartoon is very sad. Everyone says it's so sad, and it is sad. Dumbo's separated from his mother. Dumbo is an elephant. They're both in a circus, etc. So that premise is in this new movie. Now, this movie is fantastic. It does have its flaws, but it is fantastic. The first chunk of the movie, first third, super slow. This movie is an hour and 55 minutes long, right? There were too many kids in that theater that had to keep going up and to the bathroom and back to their seat and back to the bathroom, and they just wouldn't shut up. It's because the movie dragged at certain parts, but this movie was made for adults. This was not a made-for-kids kind of movie. Yes, it's a Disney movie. Yes, it's a Tim Burton movie. So Tim Burton has done the 2010 remake of Alice in Wonderland, which was a commercially successful hit. That's why there's been so many remakes of Disney cartoons, because of Alice in Wonderland. So then Burton did Alice Through the Looking Glass, which wasn't that good, and it didn't do that well in the theaters. And then Disney was like, I wonder what happened. But then they slated all of these other live-action films. Some have worked, some have not worked. I still haven't seen Pete's Dragon, but that was a live-action remake, but no one talks about it. Christopher Robin was last year's remake. It was very weird. Very weird. And then 2019 has Dumbo, it has Aladdin, and it has Lion King. Next year is Mulan. Then we have Lilo and Stitch. That I cannot wait for. Cannot wait for Lilo and Stitch. Live action Lilo and Stitch. Oh, it's going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be filmed all in Hawaii. I already know it. So excited. So this film has little hints and clues to the 1941, I was going to say saga movie. The train that we first see, the steam engine train, has this 41 embezzled on the nose of the train because it came out in 1941, right? Okay. There was a little cameo by Winnie the Pooh, actually, in one of the Coliseum scenes. The kids all have their little Dumbo stuffed animals, and then it pans, and you see a little girl with her Pooh doll, and then it keeps panning. So the concept of Dumbo being separated from his mother at a circus remains the same, right? The Baby Don't You Cry song is in it. But then the movie shifts because we have Danny DeVito as the ringleader. We have Colin Firth as this veteran from World War I. That's the thing. The movie takes place in 1919, just to give us reference. Dumbo's mother is separated from Dumbo. And then Michael Keaton has a character who is, I forget his name, but he is the owner of Dreamland in Coney Island, and he wants the whole circus troupe, everyone's acts and everyone's animals, to be a part of his Dreamland in Coney Island, so that way they can stay there and then everybody can see the flying elephant. Of course, he has a deeper mindset of he just wants the elephant, but he takes everyone with him as well. So they go from Joplin to New York, set up camp in Coney Island, 1919 Coney Island. Then you see Dreamland. Then there's different acts, and then it turns out Michael Keaton's character actually bought Dumbo's mother, and then Dumbo's trying to save his mother, and then it's this whole coup about the circus, Minichi Brother Circus, being fired from Michael Keaton's Dreamland group, and then they try to form a plan to get Dumbo and his mother to a boat to get them back to India. So that's the concept then. That's what I say. There's like a shift within the movie. So when we're in Coney Island, a lot happens in Coney Island. Michael Keaton goes crazy, starts this massive fire, burns old Dreamland down. But then eventually Dumbo and his mother are reunited on a boat, and the movie ends with them in India, and he's flying around all the pachyderms. Beautiful, beautiful, happy ending. I was very happy with it because I did not expect... I expected it to stay on a sad note because that's how the cartoon ended. It's just separation, and Dumbo was put in clown makeup and learned to fly and put out the fake fires, and then he puts out a real fire. Now, the cool thing about this, and there's no way in hell you would actually know this unless you've studied amusement park history, and I studied amusement park history. I know amusement park history, especially for certain coasters and things. There was no steel coasters in 1919. There was wooden coasters. The Cyclone in Coney Island was the very first roller coaster ever in the entire world. Cyclone, wooden coaster. Steel coasters were not a thing until many, many years later, okay? So in Dreamland, they have this really elaborate steel coaster in 1919, which isn't a thing. So I was like, all right, I'll let it slide. Excuse me. Then there's, you know, some robotic stuff going on, but like, it's 1919, there's no robotic stuff going on. Now, the cool thing about this Dreamland in Coney Island in Disney's Dumbo is that Dreamland was an actual place in Coney Island in New York. It burnt to the ground in 1911. So to have Dreamland, a 1919 Dreamland in Disney's Coney Island, burned to the ground in 1919, it's based off of the actual Dreamland, which was this beautiful, elaborate thing, and it burned down the day before it was supposed to open because there was electronic malfunction in the Hell's Cave or Devil's Cave or something like that. One of the boat rides that they were like retarring to fix something. The bulbs burst. A couple of the workers, it was like 1:30 a.m. when this happened, accidentally kicked over some hot tar, and then the hot heat with the electricity caused more sparks, and then the sparks caused flame with all the flammable paint and cloth and stuff like that, and then it just spread and then literally burnt to the ground within a matter of a couple of hours, and it did not open Memorial Day 1911 as it was supposed to. So to have Disney's Dreamland literally burned to the ground because of sparks flying out of bulbs after Michael Keaton just pulls all these different levers and switches and stuff, historically accurate. Who would have thought that there would be historically accurate burning to the ground of Dreamland in Coney Island because of sparks from lights happening? I would have never thought that. That's what really got me. I really like this film because they put that in there. That's why I really like Goosebumps 2, because they put Tesla's tower on Long Island that the movie was based off of, even though they took the tower down, but it's still historical fiction. So who would have thought that Dumbo remake would be historical fiction added to the plot of the original movie, again, based off of the book? Cool. Very cool. Remember a while back, I was saying that Tim Burton needed to do something different. He was doing the same things over and over again, and I was tired. And I kept saying, I need to see something different from Tim Burton. I need to see him do something different. I did say another space movie, but this is a different Tim Burton movie. It was still Burton. You still knew it was a Burton movie because of the movie and like the soundtrack, the score, the certain costuming for the clowns, stuff like that. You could tell it's Burton, but he did exactly what I needed him to do. He went in a new direction, and it worked, and it's wonderful. It's not doing that well at the box office, probably because it's a 2-hour-long movie, and kids don't have an attention span for 2 hours. But like I said, this is an adult movie. This is not a kid movie. But we'll see. We'll see what the cumulative total actually brings. I know this is a $170 million production, so we'll see if it makes its money back. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. It was sad. It was happy. It was everything that a Disney movie was supposed to be. And Tim Burton, for his, third technical directing of a Disney film, he did a damn good job. So thank you, Tim. Thank you for doing exactly what we needed. Seeing your beautiful art and creative mind pushed into a new direction. Loved it. Thank you. And the cast was phenomenal as well. And no actual elephants were in this film. That was cool. I really like that. No actual animals, aside from horses. That was really just horses. And yeah. Mucho mahalo, guys.